So in this example, what we're going to do is we are going to look at a mixed circuit. So this circuit has some in series and some in parallel. So you'll notice that these two resistors are in series with each other. So it's quite easy to find the resistance of this section because the resistance of this section will just be the two of them added together. Since they are in series, you just add them. And this section will have a resistance of 350 ohms. However, this section is in parallel with this 200 ohm resistor. So to find the total resistance of the entire system, I need to consider the resistance equation for parallel. So I would use this equation where 1 over the total is equal to 1 over the first section, which is the green circled section, plus 1 over the 200, the one that is there on its own. Now, when I put this in my calculator, I'm going to put it in as a division. And I'm really just doing that to make it easier to mathematically deal with. So I'm going to consider it as 1 divided by 350 plus 1 divided by 200. Now, this is going to give me a decimal, and you don't usually have to write it down. I'm just writing it down so that those of you that are working with your calculator while this is happening, because it's always a good idea to make sure you're doing it correctly, you can see that you've got the right number. So this is the number I have on my display, is this decimal. But now I need to invert this side because I want it to be R. Basically, I want to flip it over because R divided by 1 would be R, which is what I want, the total resistance. That means I need to flip this side as well. If I invert this side, I have to invert this side. Now remember, we have a button for this. To flip this side, the easiest way to do it is to use your inverse button. And it either looks like this, X with a -1, or the button looks like this, 1 over X. It really depends on your model of calculator. There is one there somewhere. Go looking, and when you find it, you're going to hit this button. And what that'll do is you'll hit the button, hit equals, and it'll flip it over for you. You should get 127 ohms. If you haven't put it in your calculator yet, try it. Make sure you get this correct number. I get 3 significant digits because these were all 3 as well. So this would be my total resistance for the circuit. Now it is weird that it is smaller than each of the individual resistors. But remember, that is because we're dealing with a parallel circuit. In a parallel circuit, some of the current is going to take one path, right? This green path. Some of the current is going to take the other path. So in this case, this blue path. And that means that each section only gets part of the current. The current never really deals with all of the resistance. Also, you have to remember that the fact there are less electrons in each pathway, some of them going to the green and some of them going to the blue, means that it's less